guys! Welcome po sa aking channel and good day, Fyogtarsan. Assalamualaikum and magandang araw sa lahat. Guys, tuloy ko po ang chapter 2 ng His Runaway Wife. Chapter 2. Rebecca, is that you? I turned on my right and felt the blood drain from my face as I felt my body freeze. It was practically impossible. Aaron was staring at me with wide brown eyes. He seems different from the last time I saw him. His hair was longer, so it gave him that skater look. He was not wearing a shirt, and I could see he had a tan. He was holding a volleyball in his hands, and I suddenly remembered why the volleyball game going on a few feet away made me nervous. I can't believe it's you, he said, looking at me with wide eyes. I didn't say anything, mostly because I didn't know what to say. I just wanted to run away. Hey, Aaron! The people back in the game yelled at him. The ball! Aaron turned and threw the ball to them, and I took that chance to turn and walk away. Hey, Rebecca, wait, he said as he caught up with me. I stopped, remembering I was not alone, and looked for Alexa. She was sitting down on the sand with her knees brought up as she continued to talk with her friend. I sighed as I looked at Aaron. Please leave me alone. I'm not doing anything to you, he said, raising his hands up defensively. Stared at each other. We stared at each other for a moment. Your hair is different. He finally broke the silence. Under different circumstances, I would have pointed out that this was too, but I didn't say anything. He was right. 3 years ago, my hair was long and straight. Now I had it shoulder length, and I also had choppy bangs which covered my forehead. I never had my hair this short or had bangs, but I actually liked this hairstyle and kept it for the past 3 years. You disappeared, he said, looking at me accusingly. Rebecca, do you have any idea how long we looked for you? My brother. I shook my head. Stop. Don't want to talk about this. I turned around. Just leave me alone, Aaron. You can't. Just expect me to walk away and pretend I didn't see you, he said, catching up with me. Yes, I do. Becca, stop, he said, putting his arms on my shoulders, making me come to a stop. Can you just chill for a second? Forget my brother. He burrowed his eyebrows together. What about me? I thought I was your friend. Aaron, I said, looking around nervously. He's not here, he said, probably reading the look on my face. It's just me, so will you please just talk to me? I looked at him for a moment. It doesn't matter, I'm actually leaving. He shook his head. I don't think so. Have lunch with me or I will call him. I glared at him. You will not dare. He took out his phone from his short pocket. Try me. You have no business in this, Aaron, I said angrily. He was pissing me off. I hated when people tried to make me do something I didn't want to. Oh my god, guys. What's that? Char. Why are you so scared about talking to me? We used to be friends, remember? Even best friends. Before you married my brother, I just want to talk to you. He half smiled. Please. I shook my head. I don't want to talk. So I'll do the talking then. I'm not alone, I said, looking at Alexa. Errol followed my gaze. Is that your sister? He looked at me. I'm sure she's hungry too. As if she was listening, Alexa stood up and looked around. When she saw me, she began to make her way towards me. Becca, she said with a frown when she reached us. Hi, I'm Aaron. Aaron said when I didn't say anything. We met a few years ago. I don't know if you remember me. I do, Alexa said slowly. You're Damian's brother. I looked away at the sound of his name. It had been so long since the last time I heard it. Aaron looked at me before nodding. You remember? Of course I do. I was 14, not 2, Alexa said, looking at me. She doesn't like to talk about it, she told Aaron when I didn't say anything. I can see, Aaron said with a smile. I sighed. Okay, let's get this over with. There's this really good sub place around the corner. I shrugged. Sure. I was not really hungry. I was just trying to comply with my side of the deal so Aaron would not call Damian. I could feel my body shake as we began to walk away from the beach. I had spent the last 3 years avoiding this and now it was happening. I knew coming to California was a bad idea, but what were the odds of this? 1 in a million. I must have the worst luck in the planet. So what are you guys doing in California? Aaron asked as he walked next to me. Alexa was walking in front of us. I assume you don't live here as or else we would have found you. Before I could say anything, Alexa turned to look at him. It was my birthday yesterday and she brought me as my birthday gift. I narrowed my eyes at her. Alexa, I warned. Happy birthday, Aaron said at the same time. Thanks, she said, then turned around. Her hair was dripping wet and her blue shirt looked heavy as she walked. There was a slight breeze and was making her ruffled crop top flow on the air. Aaron turned to look at me. So how have you been? You know, besides pretending you didn't have a life here. I see you haven't changed. You're still annoying, I said, rolling my eyes at him. I was beginning to relax a little. Aaron was familiar. He chuckled. I'm flattered you remember, considering you never answered my phone calls. I kept calling, even after the phone stopped ringing, even after the machine kept telling me the phone was out of service. I kept calling. He turned to look ahead of us and then I kept waiting, hoping you would call. He paused, then looked at me. You disappeared, Rebecca. That was the point. You are so selfish. He shook his head in disbelief. I stopped making him stop too. I am not going to have this conversation with you, Aaron. You have no idea what I've been through. So, tell me what made you leave. Tell me what made you run and never came back. He said, looking at me with his intense brown eyes. We stared at each other for a moment. The sound of a car's tires screeching and someone screaming made us turn our head to the streets. I realized we had stopped just before crossing the street. I felt my heart skip a bit when I didn't see Alexa anywhere. A guy was coming out of a black car. Oh God, he was saying as he walked around his car. Alexa, I yelled and then ran across the street. She was laying down on the other side of the car. Oh my God, oh my God, I whispered, covering my mouth with my hand. I'll call 911, Aaron said as he dialed with his phone. Suddenly, Alexa moved as if trying to stand up and I felt relief to go through my body. She was alive. Alexa, don't move, I scolded but reached down and helped her sit on the curb. She was bleeding from the left side of her forehead and I reached and moved her hair away, revealing a nasty cut. Oh, she said as she clutched her left arm. What happened? She said as she looked around. Oh God, she glared at the guy who was running a hand through his hair nervously. You hit me, she accused. I'm so sorry. I didn't see you. There is a stop sign, I told him, glaring up at him. You were supposed to make a stop anyway. You were on your damn phone, were not you? He took his head. I'm so sorry. Shook pala, sorry. I glared at him some more before looking down at Alexa's arms. I was no doctor, but it didn't look good. It was swollen and red around the middle of her forearm, which was also bent in a way I knew an arm is not supposed to bend. I was almost positive that it was broken, which made my blood boil and made me want to punch the stupid guy on his stupid face. Oh, Becca, it hurts. I could tell Alexa was trying not to cry, and thankfully the ambulance did not take long to arrive. A police car arrived first, followed by the ambulance. The police officer talked to Aaron, and a while the paramedic placed Alexa on the ambulance cot. The other cop was talking to the driver, who seems nervous as he spoke. He should be, because he was getting a citation. There was no way in hell he was going to get away with this. As the cop walked away, I let out a sob that I was holding back. Hey, it's okay, Aaron said as he put his arms around me. She's going to be okay. I tried to speak, but I could not, so I just let him hold me a while. I cried until I saw a paramedic approach us. I cleaned the tears on my cheeks quickly as he said, "We're going to Memorial Hospital. One of you may come with us." I nodded. "I will." I turned to look at Aaron. "I will meet you there." I nodded again and then got on the ambulance. The paramedic put an arm sling to support Alexa's arms while we got to this hospital. They also checked her blood pressure and cleaned up the blood which was running down the side of her face. I hated to see her like that, but I knew she would be okay, as long as she didn't have any confusion or something else. She was alive, and that was already a win. Alexa looked up at me, and I knew we were both thinking the same thing. I smiled at her. You're going to be okay." She nodded, but I could tell she was fighting back the tears. She was going to be okay. We were going to be okay. Guys, stop muna ako dito, guys. Sa chapter 2, tuloy ko lang po. Wait lang po. Tuloy ko po ang chapter 13. So, uh, please subscribe, share, like, comment, and click the bell below po para po ma-update po kayo sa mga bago po nating mga updates na novel. Thank you ulit, and thank you rin sa mga nagsasend sa akin ng mga titles ng novel nila. And yun na po. Good night. Bye.